Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. As you heard Lori say in the video, they didn't know what aphasia was until Jerry had his stroke. And in fact, surveys indicate that 84% of the people in America have never heard the term aphasia, and yet 2 million people in the United States have aphasia. That means about 40,000 people here in Minnesota are living with aphasia. That's why we in the speech pathology world were so thrilled to hear Gabby Gifford mention the word aphasia in a public forum at the Democratic National Convention. Some of you tuning in tonight may not be familiar with aphasia. Let me take a minute to tell you what aphasia is. Aphasia affects the ability to speak, read, write, and understand what others are saying. It can also affect the ability to deal with numbers. It is caused by brain injury or stroke, but does not affect intelligence. It can also be caused by progressive neurological disorders such as primary progressive aphasia. The inability to communicate can cause devastating isolation and depression. Can you imagine losing the ability to speak, read, write, or understand what people are saying to you? What would it be like if you couldn't answer the phone, say "I love you," or order a hamburger at the drive-thru, let alone continue to make a living doing a job you love? As one friend with aphasia told me, it's like not knowing what stuff is in your head. That's the only thing I can say. It's up there, but you can't get it out. Your tendency then is to isolate, to hide. Your friends are uncomfortable, and you can feel very alone in the world. And so can your spouse or care partner. People with aphasia are no strangers to isolation. As one care partner told me back in March when the world changed due to COVID-19, this isolation you are all experiencing now, that is what it was like for us, the instant life changed with aphasia. Although people in the COVID world have become somewhat isolated, it is completely different from the social isolation that comes as a result of aphasia. These are the words of stroke survivor Tom Broussard. He said that people with aphasia need to practice communicating in the face of stumbling, halting, disconcerting, and embarrassing utterances that many listeners might run from. They need to practice reading, writing, and speaking daily and still finding themselves socially distanced. So, enter MnCAN and the idea of community, practice, and resilience. What are the characteristics of resilience? Research has shown that adopting an optimistic, flexible attitude or cultivating close personal relationships are key. Instead of being overwhelmed by what we cannot do, we capture the pleasure of everyday life, finding what we can do. Striking a balance between being hopeful and being realistic is a way to protect our own mental health. Having a sense of meaning in life, connecting and contributing to something beyond ourselves is a major factor in bouncing back from adversity. This is why we are so passionate about giving hope to this situation of aphasia, developing community, and supporting an environment to improve skills and gain confidence and to participate in life. And we have found that our program participants are resilient and wonderful teachers. They are the heroes here, and we need to include them in the solutions. Change doesn't happen without the effort of our participants. The pandemic caused a shift in our services where we were able to move quickly into a virtual world to continue the programs in a new way. It also made us take a hard look at the ongoing needs and vulnerabilities we face. These are the kinds of needs we are asking you to partner with us on tonight. Starting this year, we look toward adding new kinds of pilot programs, and within a few years, a brick-and-mortar space to house them. We look toward more intensive programming throughout the week. Imagine the impact of that. Imagine if this happened to you. Would you want to find a place that could help coordinate the available resources and provide a central focus for ongoing improvement, participation, and community? Or as someone said tonight, family? Here are just some of the goals for which we are asking you to be partners with us for the immediate future. Increasing new program options for people with severe and global aphasia. Developing new programs that are led by people with aphasia while supported by staff and volunteers. Increasing outreach for people with primary progressive aphasia through education and support. Continuing scholarship support for those with financial challenges to attend programs. And lastly, developing materials and collaborations to be a key resource in identifying programs and support for people with aphasia and their families in Minnesota throughout the continuum of care. This is a big vision we are asking you to support tonight. It will take time, effort, and careful planning. It will take financial resources such as you are generously providing this evening. I'll close with Gabby Gifford's words that sum up that resilient spirit we're talking about. Confronted by paralysis and aphasia, I responded with grit and determination. I found one word, and then I found another. My recovery is a daily fight, but fighting makes me stronger. Words once came easily, and today I struggle to speak, but I have not lost my voice. Tonight, we ask you to be part of that collective voice.